The first of which is the wonderful pairing of Sam Lewis and Hunter Diamond with Praiseworthy.
I found a story in the Memphis Daily Appeal dated Wednesday, August 28, 1872. I found it almost 150 years to the day that it happened. And it was titled Praiseworthy, an intelligent and prompt Negro, a railroad disaster averted. As the Memphis and Ohio Railroad was thundering along near Oak Hill, which is about 30 miles from the city, the engineer espied a red flag which was being waved energetically across the track. On stopping the train, it was learned that during the storm of wind which had just before taken place, a tree had been blown across the track. A Negro named Phil McBride had set to work manfully to chop the tree away. And in order to run no risk of an accident, sent another Negro down the track with a baby's red flannel petticoat. And he was to signal the oncoming train whenever it came in sight. Now, the train was a little beyond a short curve in the road. And if it hadn't been for the prompt action of the Negro Phil McBride, the train would have dashed on it at full speed and probably been wrecked with a great loss of life. The train was in charge of that prince of conductors, Captain Bob Lawther, whose good fortune in escaping smash-ups and always being on time is proverbial along the road. It says here that the railroad company should reward the colored man McBride for the feelings of humanity, which prompted him to avert what might otherwise have proved, a serious disaster. This story is about my great-great-grandfather, Phil McBride. He was the one enslaved ancestor that I have that I know the most about, which is to say almost anything. I first found him on a bill of sale in 1847, being sold to a D.G. McBride for $650. I then picked him up on the 1850 slave schedule, still under the care of D.G. McBride. And then again in 1860, I wonder if he knew he was almost there. Then I pick him up here 7 years after emancipation in 1872, saving a train from crashing. He was in his 40s. Subsequently, I found him in African-American newspapers telling people that his blacksmith shop had moved from one place to another and he would love it if they would come and patronize his new location. I seen him referenced as a landowner and his property was adjacent to a plot that was being sold. And then I finally ended my documents with the 1920 death certificate when he was roughly in his 90s. So when he saved this train from crashing, this was like literally the middle of his life. And I really feel like it was the apex of his life in so many ways. And so this article got it right. He was praiseworthy. He was intelligent. And he was prompt. You know, I like to be on time myself. That's what made me feel like, you know, I am related to this dude. And so I'll say, extra, extra, read all about it. Praiseworthy. Extra, extra, read all about it. Praiseworthy. Extra, extra, read all about it. Praiseworthy. Phil McBride is praiseworthy.